I'm sitting in seat 3A, first class, watching Pennsylvania disappear beneath the clouds, and all I can think about is the look on that man's face in the terminal. Urgent, almost apologetic. Like he knew he was delivering news that would wreck somebody's day. But here's the thing, it didn't wreck mine. Maybe that's what hurts most. I wasn't even surprised. The flight attendant offers me champagne. I take water instead. I don't drink much anymore. Haven't since Linda died 22 years ago. Alcohol makes you sloppy, makes you forget who you are. I need to remember exactly who I am right now, because the next 10 days are going to test everything I believe about forgiveness, about family, about what a father owes a son who's spent his whole adult life resenting him. Travis bought this ticket 3 weeks ago, showed up on a Tuesday evening, right as I was finishing dinner, leftover meatloaf and green beans. Same thing I've eaten every Tuesday for longer than I care to admit. He knocked instead of using his key, which should have been my first warning. When I opened the door, he was holding a folder with a big red bow on it, grinning like he'd just won the lottery. "Dad," he said, stepping inside without waiting for an invitation. "I've been thinking, you've worked your whole life. You retired 4 years ago and you're still living like you're punching a clock. When's the last time you did something for yourself?" I thought about it. Honest answer? I couldn't remember. After I retired from Heinz Steel Fabrication in 2021, I figured I'd take it easy, maybe do some fishing, work on the old Dodge in the garage. But retirement doesn't feel like freedom when you're alone. It feels like waiting. "I do plenty for myself," I told him, moving back toward the kitchen. "I keep busy." "Busy isn't the same as living, Dad." He followed me, laid the folder on the table. "Open it." Inside was a full-color brochure for Desert Vista Resort in Scottsdale, Arizona. Pictures of palm trees, swimming pools, golf courses, mountains in the distance glowing orange at sunset, and beneath it, a printed airline ticket. First class, my name. Departure date, 3 weeks out. 10 days, Travis said, watching my face. "All paid for, resort, flights, meals, everything. You just show up and relax." I stared at that ticket for a long time. My son hasn't bought me so much as a birthday card in 5 years. Now he's dropping what has to be $4,000 or $5,000 on a vacation. "Travis, I can't accept this," I said carefully. "This is too much." "It's not too much. It's what you deserve." He pulled out the chair across from me, sat down. For a moment he looked like the boy I used to know, the one who'd sit at this same table doing homework while I made dinner, the one who used to ask me about my day at the plant, like he actually cared. "Dad, I know we've had our differences. I know I haven't been the son you wanted. But you're 68 years old. Mom's been gone a long time. You don't have anybody. Let me do this for you." That last part stung because it was true. I don't have anybody. Not really. Kayla's in Cleveland with her mother, Courtney, who won't let Travis near her after he missed 3 years of child support. My brother Donald died in 2019. The guys from the plant send a Christmas card sometimes, but we don't talk. It's just me and this house, and the memories that live in every corner. "Why now?" I asked. "Because I'm trying to be better," Travis said, and for half a second I wanted to believe him. I told him I'd think about it. He left the folder, hugged me, and drove off in that leased BMW he can't afford. I sat at the table until the meatloaf got cold, staring at those pictures of Arizona, wondering what kind of game my son was playing. Over the next 3 weeks, I asked around, called a couple of old friends, felt out the situation. Nobody had seen Travis doing anything unusual. Then, 2 days before my flight, I drove past the house mid-morning and saw a truck I didn't recognize parked in my driveway. I pulled over a block down, waited. 20 minutes later, 2 men came out of my garage carrying my table saw. My table saw. The one I bought in 1991, the one I used to build Kayla's dollhouse when she was 4. I didn't confront them. I just watched them load it into the truck and drive away. Then I sat there in my Dodge, hands shaking, and did the math. Travis has a key. Travis knows I'm leaving. Travis is selling my things. That night, I called my lawyer, Dennis Kowalski. We go back 30 years. He handled Linda's estate, helped me set up the trust for Kayla 2 years ago when I started getting a bad feeling about where Travis's life was heading. "Dennis," I said, "I need you to do something for me." I told him about the trip, about the table saw, about the man in the driveway. Dennis didn't sound surprised. "You want me to stop him?" he asked. "No," I said. "I want you to let him keep going. Let him sell whatever he wants. Then, when I get back, I want you to contact every buyer and explain that none of those items belong to Travis. Explain that they belong to a trust and every sale was illegal." There was a long pause. "Robert, that's going to create a mess." "I know." He's your son. I know that too. Dennis sighed. What are you hoping happens here? I thought about that. What was I hoping? That Travis would learn a lesson? That he'd hit bottom and finally wake up? Or was I just tired of being the father who keeps forgiving, keeps hoping, keeps pretending that love alone can fix a man who doesn't want to be fixed? I'm hoping he sees what he's become, I said finally. And I'm hoping it's not too late. So here I am, 35,000 feet over Missouri, drinking water and pretending to read the in-flight magazine. The couple next to me, young, maybe 30, are holding hands, whispering about their anniversary trip. They look happy. I remember being happy like that. Back when Linda was alive, back when Travis was small, and the future felt full of possibilities instead of landmines. We land in Phoenix at 2:47 p.m. local time. The heat hits me the second I step outside. Dry, relentless, nothing like the humid Pennsylvania summers I grew up with. A shuttle takes me to Desert Vista, and it's exactly like the pictures. Sprawling, expensive, filled with retirees in polo shirts and visors. My room overlooks the pool and has a balcony with a view of Camelback Mountain. There's a welcome basket with fruit and chocolates and a handwritten note. Enjoy your stay, Mr. Mitchell. I unpack slowly, hang up my shirts, arrange my pills on the bathroom counter. Then I sit on the balcony and wait for my phone to ring. It takes 3 days. I spend those days doing exactly what Travis wanted me to do, relaxing. I swim in the morning, eat breakfast by the pool, take long walks through the resort gardens. I meet a woman named Margaret, a widow from Ohio, who tells me about her grandchildren, about her husband who died of a heart attack 2 years ago, about how lonely retirement can be. We share a table at dinner one night, and she asks if I have family. A son, I say, and a granddaughter. Do you see them much? Not as much as I'd like. She nods like she understands, and maybe she does. Maybe everyone my age is carrying the same weight, the distance between who we wanted to be and who we actually became. On the third night, my phone buzzes. It's a Pennsylvania number I don't recognize. Mr. Mitchell? The voice is young, male, nervous. Speaking. My name is Kyle Brennan. I bought a riding mower from your son 3 days ago. Paid him $1,200 cash, but I just got a call from a lawyer saying the mower wasn't his to sell. He's saying I need to return it or face legal action. My heart's pounding, but my voice stays steady. I'm sorry you got caught up in this, Kyle. My son didn't have the right to sell that mower. It belongs to a family trust. But he had the title. He showed me. He forged it, I say quietly. I'm sorry. There's a long silence. Then, what kind of man does that? Steals from his own father? I close my eyes. The kind who's lost his way. Kyle hangs up. Over the next 2 days, I get 4 more calls. A woman named Bethany who bought my dining room set. A man named Jeremy who bought my truck, the one I've had since 2003. A younger guy named Evan who bought tools, fishing gear, a box of Linda's old records that I kept because sometimes I still play them and pretend she's in the room. Each call is harder than the last, each one a reminder that my son looked at my life and saw dollar signs. On day 6, Travis finally calls. What the hell did you do? His voice is sharp, furious. I'm sitting by the pool, watching the sun set over the mountains. I protected what's mine. You set me up. You knew I was selling your stuff, and you let me do it so you could make me look like a criminal. You made yourself look like a criminal, Travis. I just didn't stop you. He's breathing hard. I can picture him pacing, running his hand through his hair the way he does when he's cornered. Dad, those people are threatening to sue me. One guy says he's going to the cops. Do you understand what you've done? Do you understand what you've done? My voice doesn't rise. It never does. You sent your father on a vacation so you could rob him. You looked me in the eye, hugged me, told me you were trying to be better, and the whole time you were planning to take everything I own. You don't need that stuff. You're an old man living alone in a house too big for you. I have a daughter to support, debts to pay. You haven't supported Kayla in 3 years, I say, and the line goes quiet. When he speaks again, his voice is different, smaller. How do you even know that? Because Courtney tells me. Because I'm the one who sends Kayla birthday money, Christmas money, school clothes money. I'm the one who shows up, Travis, not you. Silence. Everything you tried to sell, I continue, belongs to Kayla now. The house, the land, the truck, all of it. I put it in a trust 2 years ago. You were stealing from your own daughter. I hear him sink into something, a chair maybe, or the edge of a bed. You gave everything to her? I gave it to the person who deserves it. And what do I get? What does your son get? My throat tightens. You get the chance to become someone worth forgiving. He hangs up. I sit there for a long time watching the sky turn purple, then black. Somewhere in the distance I hear laughter. Families, couples, people who haven't lost each other yet. And I wonder if I just saved my son or lost him forever. The next morning, I don't go to the pool. I don't eat breakfast in the sunny dining room or take my usual walk through the desert garden. I sit on the balcony with my coffee going cold in my hands, staring at my phone like it's a bomb that hasn't gone off yet. Travis hasn't called back. Part of me hoped he would. Part of me hoped that conversation would crack something open in him, let some light in. But hope's a dangerous thing when you've been disappointed as many times as I have. Around 10 a.m., Dennis calls. "Robert, we need to talk," he says, and I can hear the weariness in his voice. I've been contacted by 9 buyers so far. Most are cooperative. They understand they were duped and they're willing to return the items. But 3 are threatening legal action against Travis. One of them, a man named Jeremy Patterson, says he paid $18,000 for your truck and he wants his money back immediately, or he's filing charges. $18,000. I bought that Dodge for $12,000 in 2003. Travis inflated the price. What happens if he files? I ask. Grand theft, fraud. Travis could be looking at serious prison time, Robert. Is that what you want? I close my eyes. Is it? Do I want my son behind bars? Or do I want him to feel the weight of consequences for once in his life? To understand that the world doesn't owe him anything just because he's angry at how his life turned out? I want him to make this right, I say finally. He doesn't have $18,000. He doesn't have $1,800. I pulled his financials. He's $60,000 in debt, Robert. Credit cards, personal loans, back child support. He's drowning. I know I should feel sympathy. He's my son, my blood, but all I feel is tired. Tell the buyers I'll cover their losses, I say. Robert, all of them. Whatever Travis owes, I'll pay it, but I want every item returned to the house. And I want Travis to personally apologize to each person he defrauded, in writing. No excuses, no justifications, just accountability. Dennis is quiet for a moment, and if he refuses, then he can deal with the legal consequences on his own. I hang up before Dennis can argue. Then I sit there feeling the sun on my face, wondering when exactly I stopped recognizing my own son. That afternoon, Margaret finds me by the pool. She's wearing a yellow sundress and a wide-brimmed hat, and she's carrying 2 bottles of lemonade. "You look like you could use some company," she says, settling into the chair beside me. I take the lemonade. "Bad day? Want to talk about it?" I almost say no. I've spent my whole life keeping family business private, believing that a man handles his problems without burdening strangers. But Margaret isn't really a stranger anymore. Over the past week, we've shared meals, stories, small pieces of ourselves. And maybe I'm just tired of carrying this alone. "My son tried to steal everything I own," I say quietly. Her eyes widen, but she doesn't gasp or offer empty platitudes. She just listens as I tell her the whole story. The plane ticket, the sales, the trust, the phone call. When I finish, she's quiet for a long time. "What are you going to do when you go home?" she asks finally. "I don't know." "Do you want a relationship with him?" The question hits me harder than I expect. Do I? Or have I already let him go, somewhere deep down where I don't have to admit it? I want him to be the man I raised him to be, I say. But I don't think that man exists anymore. Maybe he never did. Margaret reaches over and squeezes my hand. Her skin is soft, papery, warm. "My daughter hasn't spoken to me in 4 years," she says. "We had a fight about her husband. I told her he was no good and I was right, but she chose him anyway. Now he's gone and she's too proud to admit I was right, too proud to call, and I miss her every single day." "Why don't you call her?" "Because I'm proud too." She smiles sadly. That's what parents and children do, isn't it? We hurt each other, and then we wait to see who breaks first. I think about that, about pride, about all the years Travis and I have spent locked in this silent war, both of us waiting for the other to apologize, to change, to be different. I don't want to wait anymore, I say. Then don't. The next 3 days pass quietly. I swim, I read. I have dinner with Margaret and we talk about everything except our broken families. I sleep better than I have in years, and I realize it's because I'm not in that house, not surrounded by reminders of everything I've lost. On my last night in Arizona, Dennis calls again. All the buyers have been compensated, he says. Total came to $32,000. I pulled it from your savings account as authorized. $32,000. A year and a half of pension payments gone in a week. And Travis, I ask? He's agreed to write the apologies. Robert, he also asked if he could see you when you get back. My heart stutters. He said that? He did. Said he needs to talk to you face to face. I don't know what to say. Part of me wants to refuse, to let him sit with the consequences a little longer, but part of me, the part that still remembers holding him as a baby, teaching him to ride a bike, sitting beside his hospital bed when he had pneumonia at age 7, that part can't say no. Tell him I'll be home Saturday afternoon. I fly back to Pittsburgh on a clear Saturday morning. The flight feels longer this time, every mile heavy with anticipation and dread. When we land, I take my time collecting my bag, walking through the terminal, finding my truck in long-term parking. Jeremy Patterson returned it 3 days ago, keys and title, and a short note that said, "Sorry about your son." I drive home through familiar streets, past the old steel mill, past the diner where Linda and I used to have breakfast on Sundays, past the elementary school where Travis learned to read. Butler County in early spring is green and wet and alive, so different from the Arizona desert. This is home, for better or worse. The house looks the same from the outside. I pull into the driveway and sit there for a moment, gathering myself. Then I see movement at the front door. Travis is sitting on the porch steps. He stands when he sees me, and I'm struck by how old he looks. When did my son get gray hair? When did the lines around his eyes get so deep? I get out of the truck slowly. My knees ache. Too much sitting on planes. Travis doesn't move, just watches me walk up the driveway. "Hey, Dad," he says quietly. "Travis." We stand there, 6 feet apart, and I can see he's been crying. His eyes are red, his face puffy. "Can we talk?" he asks. I unlock the door, and we go inside. The house is exactly as I left it, except cleaner. The floors are swept. The dishes are done. The furniture that was returned is back in its proper place. And everything's been dusted, polished, arranged with care. "I spent the last 3 days putting everything back," Travis says, following my gaze. "Everything I sold, everything I touched. I wanted you to come home to things being right." I set my bag down. "Things aren't right, Travis." "I know." His voice cracks. "Dad, I know." We sit at the kitchen table, the same table where he gave me that plane ticket, the same table where we've had 1,000 meals and arguments and conversations over the years. Travis puts his head in his hands. "I don't know what's wrong with me," he says. "I don't know why I keep doing this, keep hurting people, keep burning everything down." "You're angry," I say. He looks up. "What?" "You've been angry since your mother died. Angry at the world, angry at God, angry at me for not being enough after she was gone. And you've let that anger turn you into someone I don't recognize." Tears spill down his face. "I miss her, Dad. I miss her every day, and it doesn't get easier, and I don't know how you do it. How you just keep going like she never existed." The words are a knife in my chest. I don't keep going like she never existed. I keep going because she existed, because she loved us both, and she'd be heartbroken to see what you've become. He flinches, but he doesn't argue. "Travis, I gave everything to Kayla because I needed to protect it from you, but also because she deserves it. She's 12 years old, and her father has abandoned her. You know what she asked me last Christmas? She asked why you don't love her." Travis makes a sound like he's been punched. "I didn't have an answer," I continue, "because I don't understand it either. You have a beautiful daughter who wants to know you, and instead of being her father, you're chasing money, running from debt, stealing from the people who love you." "I'm scared," he whispers. "I'm scared I'm going to end up alone like you." The words should hurt, but they don't, because he's right. I am alone. "Then stop pushing people away," I say. "Stop burning bridges. Stop letting your anger run your life." I don't know how. I reach across the table and grip his hand. It's the first time I've touched my son in years, and his hand feels small in mine, like when he was a boy. You start by apologizing to your daughter, I say. You start by showing up. You start by doing the hard work of becoming someone worthy of forgiveness. He nods, tears streaming. Will you forgive me? I think about that question, about forgiveness, about what it costs and what it means and whether I have it in me to offer it one more time. I forgive you, I say finally. But Travis, this is the last time. If you betray me again, if you hurt Kayla, if you choose your pride and your anger over your family, I'm done. Do you understand? I understand. We sit there in the quiet kitchen, holding hands across the table, and I let myself hope. Just a little, just enough. Over the next few months, things change slowly. Travis gets a job at a logistics company, not glamorous, but steady. He starts paying down his debt. He drives to Cleveland twice a month to see Kayla, and Courtney tells me he's actually showing up, actually trying. In June, he brings Kayla to visit me. She's taller than I remember, with Linda's smile and Travis's stubborn chin. We spend the afternoon in the backyard, and I teach her how to use my old fishing rod. Travis watches from the porch, and for a moment I see the boy he used to be, the one who believed in second chances, the one who wasn't buried under years of mistakes and regret. That evening, after they leave, I sit on the porch and watch the fireflies come out. My phone buzzes. It's a text from Margaret. How did it go? We've been talking regularly since Arizona. She's thinking about moving closer to her daughter, trying to rebuild that bridge. Better than I expected, I type back. Maybe there's hope after all. There's always hope, she replies, as long as we're still breathing. I look out at the yard, at the house, at the life I've built from steel and sweat and stubborn faith. It's not perfect, it's scarred and dented and full of ghosts, but it's mine. And maybe, just maybe, it's not too late to share it with the people I love. The sun sets over Butler County, painting the sky in shades of gold and pink. I think about Linda, about the man I've tried to be since she left, about the father I still hope I can become. And I decide that tomorrow I'll call Travis, I'll invite him and Kayla for Sunday dinner, I'll cook meatloaf and green beans, and we'll sit at this table, and we'll try again. Because that's what family does. We hurt each other, we fail each other, and then, if we're lucky, if we're willing, we find our way back. That's the inheritance I want to leave behind. Not a house, or a truck, or money in a trust. Just the stubborn, battered, resilient belief that love is stronger than anger, that forgiveness is stronger than pride, and that it's never too late to come home. I finish my coffee. The fireflies glow in the gathering dark, and for the first time in 22 years, I don't feel alone.